everybody, once again, we are back into the fray of coming into this there, but I'm a little bit blind here, flying by the seat of my seat there. Nando, you are on production tonight. Could I have a stream to watch, please, and thank you? I know the people at home can see it, but unfortunately, old Hyde and Meowri cannot, and that's who I'm joined with tonight, with Meowri for Thanksgiving versus SOB, round 6 of the Master League. How you doing, Meowri?
I'm doing really good. I am excited to see what these teams end up coming up with tonight. Standing on Business currently is in about, I believe they are within the top 4 within our Masters League leaderboard at the moment, while Thanks Gaming is a little bit further down there. So it is going to be interesting to see what comes up here. Standing on Business, sitting with 4 best of 3 wins to Thanks Gaming, so 1. So kind of, we can't show favoritism here, but it's nice to root for the underdog here a little bit. Standing on Business is obviously going to bring a lot of skill to this. But what are you expecting Thanks Gaming to pull out tonight against such a team, Hyde?
Listen, can't show favoritism. I'll show you. I show favoritism to good gameplay and Pokemon Unite. That's what I love to see. That's what I show favoritism for. I don't care about the teams. Unless you're running Sableye, you're running Sableye. I'll show you all of the high favoritism in the world. But as for Thanksgiving, we definitely won't be trying to get them to see Sableye tonight. In case you haven't seen my status on Discord, trying to get my team to play Sableye is what it is. They won't play it. But Decidueye, definitely in the pocket there of what they're going to play. They like to play around this Pokemon. Blissey, Alcremie, Umbreon, you name it, there's a pocket for it that they got with it. So it doesn't matter what you ban out, something's going to come through. So if you're going to ban against Thanksgiving, you got to make sure you are on the money there. But what else could come out? We have Snorlax, Blastoise, Mamoswine, even in the pockets for the side of Thanksgiving. They're been expanding on their roster. And as we have seen both in Asia and in Europe, and of course at EUIC World Over, we've seen a plethora of tanks coming out, especially in Crustal.
Oh, yeah, for sure here. And it looks like we are going ahead and heading on into our ban phase. Once again here, we are looking at Thanks Gaming being our purple team this time. Standing on Business is going to be our orange. We're starting off strong here with the Miraidon and the Mega Lucario ban. Standing on Business going for Blissey and Mega Charizard Y.
Yeah, we're going to round that out. Mega Gyarados, get it out of here. We don't want to see it. Of course, Umbreon, gone. Not going to have that pocket. What's Thanksgiving going to lock in the very first Pokemon in the pocket? It's going to be its PK on Vaporeon. This does leave the Blastoise Psyduck combination that is so deadly up for SOB to bring in. What else goes with the Psyduck there? Crustal. That is also the Pokemon there. SOB locking it in. Blastoise Psyduck, boom, gone. Deleted and off the map.
Deleted and off the map for sure. Seal is looking at the Mime pick here, as well as Entei looking at the Mew for their kind of backline damage there in support of our main damage, and JK here for Thanks Gaming. Very going ahead and pulling out the Alcremie. So it'll be interesting to see what JK chooses to play here. Looks like we're hovering Decidueye. Bray is going for the Machamp, though, and I know Standing on Business has a nasty Machamp player, so it's going to be interesting to see what Thanks Gaming pulls out against this.
Yeah, Submission Machamp is a very heavy, disruptive Pokemon. Blissey's already banned out, so the Safeguard's not going to be able to save it. But what's the next best thing? A little bit of Alcremie. If we are going to see this Alcremie be that Dazzling Gleam Decorate combination, the Empowered Decorate has that cleanse, has that same full heal ability that a full heal does, that a Safeguard does, and that CC immunity. So that Empowered Decorate going to be very crucial to dodge any of the things that the Machamp is going to be throwing at you. So the Decidueye has to be very careful coming in. I mean, we see that coming in with the Muscle Band, the Scope Lens, the Drain Crown, the X Attack. It's the staple. You know it's coming. It's game one, folks. We're running it back.
Yeah, no, it is for sure here. Interestingly enough, Thanks Gaming did take a nice win with the Talonflame for standing on business. Callie might just like the Talonflame, but sometimes I do wonder, did they take that bird from JK or not here? Were we looking at this for a reason? That is going to be interesting. Also, Talonflame for the dive is going to be interesting. We've got to make sure we keep that off the Decidueye as well as the Mew. Mew also struggles against some of that dive there. So we're going to be looking at the Vaporeon and the Mime to try to block those two off.
Yeah, with Umbreon off the table there, Alcremie's able to freely run that bloody barrier, which it is doing. But game number one in this best of three set is underway. Thanks Gaming going to be your purple team. SOB going to be your orange team. Sending Fletchling into the jungle there, into that central path there, along with the Decidueye.
Heading up this top lane, we've got double support here. We've got Glue Sniffer, the Mime, going for an invade check against the Decidueye here. Thanks Gaming does get invaded quite a bit since they do often run that Decidueye, which everyone loves to jump here. Mew getting some nice damage in on this bot lane Crustle and Machamp there as well. That bot lane's going to be interesting as well. We've got Psyduck and Squirtle up top for standing on business.
Yeah, we're just going to allow them to get scores in. Just small points there, but JK's already in the top there. There we go. Boom! Squirtle is deleted off the map, but the Crystal comes down, picks up the KO on Eevee. Poor little PK sent back to the Pokemon Center. Psyduck alone in the top side here. We're looking for a KO there. We're not going to be able to stop it as points rain in. 69 and 70 to 25 for SOB. Levels are also swinging in their favor. Thanks Gaming's already off to a rough start early on.
Yeah, no, that is a rough start for sure. Not really able to do anything against this Talonflame here, just stacking these points away, as well as the Machamp here, upping their attack weight on both of their respective mons, so just giving them some nice extra damage there against Thanks Gaming. So like you said, that is a tough start here. Mime and Alcremie are looking like they might be in a bit of trouble up top lane as well.
Yeah, that Alcremie is not going to be a Decker, or that's not going to be a recover recover Alcremie. It's going to be Decorate. It's got that move out. It's going to be having with a great there on that great shield coming in. That means it's going to be Dazzling Green. Strong stunts. We're already ripping the Regidrago. Already gone. Boom! Mew with the secure. Now we got the 1, 2, 3 quick KO with the Talonflame coming in. SOB's casualty only being the Machoke. PK's in danger as they're taken down. Moving towards the bottom lane here. SOB's looking to further extend their lead.
You know, the Mew grab was nice for sure, but the Talonflame was really able to clean up there for standing on business's side. The Talonflame already sitting at level 9. This tier 1 is looking pretty low up top. It's not looking too great either. Thanks Gaming deciding to go ahead, head up top in formation and see what farm we can get and see if we can potentially get this Regieleki that's going to be spawning in 10 seconds.
Yeah, they're going for the 5-man death ball, but SOB quickly turned that into a 4-man, taking down a Glue Sniffer on that Mr. Mime. They're now zoning out Thanks Gaming, focusing on the Regieleki now. Thanks Gaming's got to try to find a way to get into this, and they're not able to. We got that Mew getting sussed out by the Crustle. The Rock Tomb able to do it, but we're coming in. No, the X-Scissor comes out, locks down Entei, not able to get the secure off, and the secure goes to SOB.
Yes, it will indeed, and the Talonflame is diving in for more KOs here. Regieleki goes right on in as well. Talonflame scoring the 40 points, and we're looking at Thanks Gaming's central path here as well, making good use of our time, and also just heading back down this bot lane to this Regice, who has been a very lonely guy so far.
Yeah, Regice is down there. 90 seconds of healing outside of battle for the team that's able to take it there. So that's a strong buff there going over to the side of SOB. That's the first capture in the bottom lane there. Going to be coming back in just over 2 minutes there. But Thanks Gaming 219 to 25. They are lacking severely on points there, and only 3 Unite moves in the pocket. Alcremie and Mr. Mime still struggling to get online.
Oh, that is not the point that we want to be at the halfway-ish point in this map here. I mean, we've got to grab as much farm as we can and see if we can get a good pick or a push here, get some more points on the board. 25 to 219 at the 5:30 mark. Standing on Business has a good amount of map control as well. They are lined up. They're going to know any way Thanks Gaming is going to decide to move across this map.
Blastoise getting vision, checking all the bushes into the top side there. 22 seconds until the Regieleki spawns in on the top there. Thanks Gaming doing a good job getting the experience, getting their Unite moves. Now both teams doing a great job also playing Pac-Man. We've now officially hit the 5-minute mark, and Thanks Gaming is not looking to make any sort of push here. They've been passive for at least the last minute and a half.
They have indeed, but Standing on Business has kind of just been farming as well and seeing if they can see what Thanks Gaming is doing. Also taking away the XP that they can on Thanks Gaming's side to try to stop them from leveling even more. JK is still level 11 here, so I mean they're right at that level with Standing on Business's Talonflame, but the Machamp goes ahead and secures the Regieleki for Standing on Business as well. So that is going to be just another tough piece for Thanks Gaming to have to put up with.
Now, the springboards are up, but Thanks Gaming now has to be very wary because we could either push with the Regieleki here for SOB or we could push to the bottom pad, but they're actually not doing either. Thanks Gaming has to split up to try to account for this, but Reg Ice again coming in, also going to be the final Reggie Roulette into the bottom lane here because there just won't be enough time for a third one to come in, folks. Now going to be playing possibly for the side of SOB. I don't see anybody coming in for the steal, so Machamp's going to grab that secure.
No, that is going to be uncontested for the side of Standing on Business here. I mean, it's probably a good thing. I mean, we've seen Entei be able to snipe for sure, but I mean, you just don't want to give over any more XP. JK's been making good use of time here, grabbing the level 13 on the Decidueye here, just trying to gain back the levels that we've lost. So we're not actually too terribly far off level wise. We've got to try to keep this Blastoise off us though.
The most fighting we have seen all game has been on contesting these Alterias and Swablues that spawn on the side of Thanks Gaming. This is the experience that's getting starved out. SOB is already starting to feel the pinch. Thanks Gaming's caught up. Triple 10s. Now we have 2 11s on there plus the 13. Decidueye hit that level 13 before the Talonflame did. Machamp, level 12, nowhere near 13. Running cross chop. Very crucial as well because it's got to get 40 punches in after it gets level 13 to start getting those extra attack stacks. It won't be 13 come Groud on there, which means it won't have that extra damage to give it that extra oomph.
Yes, for sure. And Standing on Business is going for this top lane Regieleki here. It's going to kind of reveal out their positioning. They'll be coming down from this top path here. But, I mean, they have plenty of time to get in the pit and kind of reposition as well. We're poking at each other. We can kind of see each other here a bit. The Rock Tomb goes out, blocking Vaporeon there. Entei's poking in a little bit on this Crustle. And Groudon is officially spawned on the map here.
We take a massive lead there with the Talonflame going for the Hundo Burger as we had connect with the Regieleki there. That's huge points coming in, but we're not able to find a way. Blastoise comes in with the Surf and the Hydro Typhoon. Huge Showtime coming out as the Sai comes in to reduce the damage. You coming in with the grab on that boom, and there we go. Decidueye is gone. Just like that. 1, 2, 3. Thanks Gaming's wiped off the board. Talonflame looking for 4. Now they're looking for 5. And just like that, they're completely decimated and removed from play.
They are indeed. That Talonflame has been huge for Standing on Business throughout this match here. I mean, you see it there getting that 4 4 KOs right at the end there for standing on business. There really isn't tons you can do at this point for Thanks Gaming. But I mean, that Talonflame might be worth something, or maybe even the Machamp. Machamp was also doing a lot of great work for standing on business. Maybe we take it, maybe we play it ourselves. I know JK has the Talonflame in the pocket there that has been really great for them. But we are grouping up and we are looking at a top pad push here. Mime is leading the pack, getting a 62 point in here, but standing on business has 869 points in comparison to their 87. We're trying to get in what we can, and standing on business is back and ready to defend this.
Yeah, at this point in the game, every point matters. Got to try to score and get whatever you can in, but it's just complete shutdown there for Thanks Gaming. One final wipe as SOB is going to claim game number 1. Thanks Gaming was very passive this game. I really think one of the mistakes they made was letting Blastoise go to SOB. I mean, they had the option for the first pick. They first picked Vaporeon. I think Vaporeon is a very good Pokemon, but I do not think it is stronger than Blastoise.
No, I don't think it is either. It's been nerfed a couple times there. Blastoise is just so incredibly valuable in these team fights for sure. I mean, it's just a rough situation there for sure. We're definitely going to have to go back to the drawing board. But like you said, very, very passive in a lot of these moments. They played this very carefully. I think they tried to show a lot of patience where we needed a little bit more of a play or a push. But yeah, coming back into this, we've got Glue Sniffer on the MVP there for Thanks Gaming. The Talonflame was an issue. 11 KOs to 4 assists. Machamp following that up with 6-3. As we head on into our battle data, really not a ton of damage on the board for either team at all there.
I mean, listen, we saw that match and how it played out. There just wasn't a whole lot of fighting. There was just a lot of contesting over those Swablu's Altarias. Very low damage game because it was a very low brawl game. But even though Thanks Gaming had that experience threshold on their side, we already had like 250 points that were already going off inside in the favor of SOB, 350 points once the Talonflame connected with the Regieleki. So that is a huge deficit to have to come back to. And then they scored 500 more after that when they secured the Groudon. Thanks Gaming felt pressured, went in, got caught up by a Blastoise, and boom, got deleted.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a rough spot to be in for sure. They had the Blastoise, and then they also had the Crustle pick as well. I mean, that was huge for them also. It's hard to get in on a Crustle there for sure, but we are heading on in to our second ban phase. I'm interested to see what Thanks Gaming tries to do next. Standing on business, still taking the Blissey from them.
Now, Thanks Gaming banned out Mega Lucario, Mega Gyarados, and that Miraidon. They're pivoting over to the Mega Charizard. Why now? But I honestly don't think they're going to get all 3 bans that they want. They have to give up something in order to come in third. So Miraidon is banned for SOB. We did see Blastoise was a problem, but we're not seeing it banned away. SOB is in first pick position this time. I don't think they're going to give up the Blastoise.
I do not see them giving that up either, but they are hovering over a Suicune pick at the moment. I mean, that might... Nope, never mind. Well, nope, just like you said, there it is. We still want the Blastoise here. Thanks Gaming is switching it up, though. We're going for the Psyduck as our first Mon that we're picking, followed up by the Vaporeon once again. The Vaporeon was able to heal a little bit. It out-healed everybody else on the field, but standing on business didn't really have a healer. So that's gonna be interesting to see as well.
Yeah, a Hoopa coming in with the Mega Gyarados Wombo combo for SOB. This is a massive Pokemon that we don't want to see. I don't think we picked Decidueye into this game. I think we pull back into one of JK's other pockets there. That could be a Greninja. That could be the Pawmont. That could be the Talonflame itself. It's just, I don't think Decidueye is going to work here because Gyarados is able to get on top. But I have been proven wrong before. I have been a doubter in dire times. And Yeah, no, never mind. SOB is just going to pick the
okay.
Decidueye up and just say, listen, we're going to force you to play something else. And thanks, gaming, they do have other pockets there for the hyper carries. But now it comes down to what Ray's going to play.
No, it does for sure. And Ray is looking at the Machamp pick once again. That is tough for them to deal with. JK is looking at Cinderace, though. That's going to be interesting. I don't know if I've seen JK on the Cinderace just yet. So it'll be interesting to see him go ahead and play it. We've also got the Slowbro pick there. Hopefully those beams are going to be able to try to stop that Mega Gyarados where we can, because that thing is a menace, like you were saying, Hyde.
Yeah. No, I'm noticing with Thanks Gaming, we're going all in on JK. That's Cinderace, the only damage in their pocket there. So listen, I mean, like, we got to have faith. We got to see what they're going. They're not insane. They're trying something cool. So I'm excited to see what it is they're bringing out. But Cinderace being the only damage with 4 supports, we've seen this before. It was a Decidueye at the time. But hopefully the Cinderace is able to do something, because if we look at the comp for Thanksgiving, that's a lot, and I mean a lot of stun and CC. Suicune, Vaporeon, Slowbo, Psyduck. That could provide a good amount of opportunities for Cinderace to just go in and clean up.
Yeah, no, that definitely can as well. I mean, as long as you can keep the Machamp, Mega Gyarados, and the Decidueye away from our Cinderace, it's potentially gonna be okay. Hopefully the CC ends up working for them. Would love to see this go to a game 3. Thanks gaming have a bit more of a chance here. But standing on business, copying a little bit of what they were doing there with the Decidueye in that central path there. Thanks gaming going for the Cinderace in the central area for their side.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want to see too. I mean, that Cinderace wants to go into the central path there with all of these tanks. I don't see anybody else going in there. Rowlet, you want to get that online as well as soon as possible. Magikarp has an opportunity to get the stacks in the top there. Already going for the first goal, but Machop is running away. 1 HP in a dream, trying to hide away from the Suicune Vaporeon onslaught.
Yeah, no, they are trying for sure. It is Psyduck and Slowbro up this top lane here. We've got our Cinderace up top now as well. We know where they're at. Decidueye is up here as well for the side of standing on business. So we're up here kind of early waiting on these 850 birds here, and we're not looking at a push just yet.
Koopa does have that level 4. If it's Hyperspace Hole, it could bring up a Pokemon or 2 from the bottom lane there. Slowbro already going in with the Scald, trying to melt them down, trying to keep the attack damage down. We do the Altaria Swab was going down. Pick up the Magikarp KO. Takes Gaming is now pushing this pad. Low HP on everybody. Koopa's not able to get the portal on. Points could be coming in now as soon as possible. Boom! There it is. Thanks Gaming taking the lead on points with 41-8, and now they're taking the lead on levels 2.
They are indeed 50-8 down this plot lane. We've got Machamp and Squirtle here facing off against the Suicune Vaporeon combo here. Vaporeon was able to get online a little bit there. The Muddy Water is out, able to provide some disruption for their side. This is going to be interesting. This is a much better start for Thanksgiving. Standing on business still doesn't have the Mega Gyarados online just yet. Just kidding. There it is. So that is going to have to be something that they watch out for.
Yeah, that effort meter was so close there, Meowri, and now it's finally there. Mega Gyarados online, but not quite with the Unite move yet. The Decidueye coming in with the Spirit Shackle there. Callie already outputting tons of damage. Huge hits from the Secure on Regidrago to massive damage on PK and JK.
Yes, indeed. The Decidueye is going for that snipe moveset, really able to stand really far back behind so much of its damage there. I mean, Machamp, Mega Gyarados, even I've seen Hoopa put up some wild damage numbers as well before. So that is going to be a lot coming at Thanks Gaming. They're going to have to be really, really careful.
Yeah, absolutely. Decidueye already burned that XP trying to get into the top side there with the Salic Berry, but the fight's already underway. Hoopa's already claimed
Ooh.
theirs. Thanksgiving is 5-man strong. Decidueye trying to find a way in there, but the rest of Thanksgiving zoning him out, stunning him down. They grab the Regieleki. Decidueye not able to do anything. SOB has been playing around this Pokemon as much as possible lately because they're forced to. Huge points coming in, 99 to 78. They're taking a lead, but not by much. The onslaught still continues, though, as they put the pressure in. Decidueye trying to fire from not the back lines, but the front lines here, as SOB is in a little bit of chaos.
They are indeed, and that was a really nice telekinesis from the Slowbro there, able to stop the Decidueye from coming in on them for sure. The telekinesis is going to be doing a lot of great work. If it can be hit and timed right, we can keep the Machamp off of our damage as much as possible. But right as I say that, the Machamp does take out the Cinderace for Thanksgiving, and we don't have a lot to really match or meet the any pushes at the moment until the Cinderace is back online.
Yeah, absolutely. Decidueye is already moving down to the Regieleki here as Cinderace is now going into the central path there. Decidueye starting the knock-knock rip on the Reg Ice. Not going to be able to hit any members from Thanksgiving. We got the Spirit Checker sniped up. Boom! Regi Ice now blessed SOB as they're now putting the pressure on Thanksgiving. 4-man strong in the bottom here as Gyarados farming in the top.
Gyarados is farming in that top lane there, and we're looking at 4 down the spot lane for Thanksgiving. Cinder is kind of roaming by themselves a little bit. I mean, I know that Mon can kind of offlane a little, but you want to be careful. There's a Mega Gyarados that is out and running wild here, so that is a little bit scary for sure. The Psyduck is now with JK, so hopefully that will be able to keep him safe.
Huge points now coming in with a great overcap. 40 there. So I think it was, what is that? 29 points. I think it was actually only 11 point over there. So it's not great, but huge cap of 40 points going in anyways. Now that we have the lead being taken here, nice pivot from the Rings Unbound, looking to find a way to grab the Regieleki secure. Not able to get it as Cinderace able to clap it down, but Mega Gyarados looking to lock down the Cinderace. Boom! We're able to get back into the back. Fate not able to stop anything as 1, 2, 3, 4 Thanksgiving falls as Slowbro's just like, bro, I gotta get out of here, and Scooby-Doo runs down the flex road.
They do indeed. We're doing a little bit of math there. I think we got it up maybe like 17 over on that top pad. That positioning from that Gyarados, it megaed in that bush there. And as Thanksgiving was trying to retreat back to their tier 1, it came in from behind, completely interrupting them and just able to KO them. The Regieleki did go in for the side of Thanksgiving here, and Cinderace is going for the score there.
Yeah, but it might pay for it with the light, and yeah, it absolutely does. Decidueye and Gyarados collapsed on them, and the rest of SOB not far behind. Hoopa's now in the bottom pad. They're ready to bring the team down in with that hyperspace, with those portals there, as we're spawning in for the final Reggie Roulette of the game. Gonna be a good one, folks. Registeel has hit the field.
Registeel is here. We are 1 minute 30 away. Hoopa is here. Machamp is grabbing, and the barrage below comes in, knocking down the Suicune. And Machamp just has so much mobility. They're able to pull back and get away into their team. The knock is out, and it is pushing these gamers back for Thanksgiving here. I mean, this is just a rough. We've still got Cinderace, though. The steal is up, and Vaporeon is going to be the one to take it.
They're going to have that for 20 seconds into the Groudon fight there. So they're going to have to make full use of this as they're going to push this pad. Boom. 22 points coming in for the Cinderace. Boom. 24 points coming in for that Slowbro. 39 over as well. 254 to 256. All of a sudden, Thanksgiving's back in this match.
They are indeed. And that was these telekinesis. If they can hit, they are really doing a lot of work on that Gyarados there. Great job to the Slowbro there. If they can keep aiming those, like you said, they're going to have that blessing 20 seconds in to the Groudon fight. So they're going to want to play this pretty quickly here if they want to utilize that for sure. You know, these maps changes, I keep going, is it going to be Groudon? Is it going to be Kyogre? We always start out with a Groudon, so getting used to that, but we're Groudon once more.
Yeah, Thanksgiving looking to clutch this up. SOB is in match point position for this set. They want to claim this 2-0. They want to deny Thanksgiving as many points as possible while scoring their own. Points is the tiebreaker there, but they're starting to rip there. They got the rip, they got the secure. They're ready to go for full rip and flip combo there. Mega Gyarados coming out, already in danger though, trying to go. There's the Dragon Current. Cinderace into the Hydro Typhoon. Boom, deleted. 1, 2, 3, 4. Taken off the map for Thanksgiving. There's number 5. They're starting to rip with the rings unbound and the hoop. The ground on stands, no chance. He's trying, he's fighting with the Sidgewai says, no way it's happening.
No way for sure. The Hydro Typhoon came out from the Blastoise, and it was just able to knock everyone into the air, stun them, and allow their damage to just pick them off very, very quickly. But Cinderace does get a KO there on the Hoopa, allowing it to take that Groudon buff from their side on Standing on Business, and Thanksgiving still wants this. Standing on Business has not scored that much over them. If they have the points, they might be able to shift this in their favor.
But they don't have the points in the pocket there. 40 points, 20 points coming in from that there. They're going right under the Decidueye. They're trying to get another buff. Boom, taken down. That was the Cinderace, so no other buffs going into the pocket there. Now, Burger coming in. 364 to 2 for 614. Another points there. 714 now for the side of SOB. And this lead is looking insurmountable. 400 points. We got the KOs. But there goes the Hydro Typhoon coming in. Gyarados, a massive level 15. Dragon Breath coming in from a distance there as the barrage blow. The last one of the match comes through and connects.
It does indeed, but the telekinesis is also out. Mega Gyarados is down here for the side of Standing on Business, but there is just so much damage on Standing on Business's side. Slowbro is not going to be able to continue standing, and Suicune is found in that bush as well by our winning team for this set. Standing on Business will be taking this with a 2-0-2 sweep here.
Absolutely. What a great job done by SOB taking down Thanksgiving the way they did. They just completely dismantled them. They said, you know what? We know about your Razor Leaf Decidueye shenanigans. We're not going to put up with it. We're just going to wipe it off the board. We'll even take the Decidueye off your hands and force you to play something else because we know you got pockets and pockets for days, but do you got the carries? JK clapped back and said, yeah, I got the Cinderace, bro. And the boy, did he cook. But I think Thanksgiving might have made a mistake by bringing Cinderace in as their only damage. So much burst, so much CC, and SOB was like, that's a yummy looking bunny.
For sure. I mean, as we look back at our stats here, you can see JK was leading the pack on those for 6 there, and 58k damage from that Cinderace as well. The 89k from PK on the Vaporeon. They were doing a good job of trying to keep their squad alive as long as they possibly could. But yeah, when you put all of your stock in one mon like that, it can be very, very dangerous, especially in situations where, I mean, during that Groudon fight, they grouped up, and that Blastoise had them all in range for Hydro Typhoon, so it was able to start the engage how it normally starts, with a tank engage. And so it's kind of an expected thing. You see the Blastoise in the Groudon fight. If you're grouped up, it's gonna Hydro Typhoon, and Cinderace was right there in it, so that's gonna want to be something that we want to be mindful of in our further sets. But great games from both of these gamers. I think Standing on Business did a great job answering to what Thanksgiving had in their pockets there. And taking the Decidueye was a little spicy. It was kind of a spicy move from them, I'm not gonna lie.
It was just the icing on the cake there. They did a great job though. So really good job there for Thanksgiving. Being able to come back and put the points on the board, being able to come back and get ahead on the levels in game number 1 there, but a little bit too passive gameplay and unfortunately not enough damage into game number 2 is going to be the downfall there for them. So I think that's just like, I think what Thanksgiving needs to do, they need to go back to the drawing board and they need to be like, all right, what's working, what's not? My suggestion, take a look at the meta. Take a look at what the tanks and supports are being used in the meta. Focus your bans and picks around those because Decidueye, Cinderace, Garchomp, Blastoise, or sorry, not Blastoise, Pawmon. They're all carries that can play around those Pokemon there. And even some unique carries too. Dragapult, I know, is in JK's pocket. We've got some cool Pokemon in the hands of Entei. We got Raichu, we got Miraidon, we got Mew. I'm so excited to see how this is going to go. But absolutely demonic there. And also, I have been alerted. Guys, we hit our goal, 240 follows. Whoa! Stay Gold, thank you for the follow. Super appreciate it as well. Mochi Slayer from yesterday, hecka appreciate that. Exo Annie from a while ago. I don't think we managed to catch that one there, but thank you again for the follows. My goodness, guys, really appreciate the love and support that we are able to give this channel there. We're hopefully going to bring more Master League games coming your way. Meowri, final thoughts before we sign off for the night.
Final thoughts. I think Thanks Gaming kind of they get a lot of feedback during these sets. I think they play together extremely well. You can tell that they're friends, they're having fun. That's really an important thing throughout this. We take some knocks, but I believe we've seen them improve so incredibly much throughout this league, and I'm excited to see them continue to do so. Standing on business, they are one of our top teams there. They're in the higher part of our leaderboard right now, so they're a
Top
phenomenal
four,
team as well. Yeah, 4th place, which is very, very impressive considering the caliber of all of these teams deserve to be here. So those are kind of my thoughts. Thank you to all the new chatters in the chat. We're going to try to do this as much as we can. So keep an eye out if you're on a team in the Masters or Ultra League, and you see that announcement about us wanting to cast some of your games, or if you're just curious about how that works, feel free to shoot me a DM. I'm not going to offer up Hide's DMs, but
oh, that's okay. Offer them up. I'll help explain it. I want more content. I want more Unite. I want to bring the show. I want to bring the thunder, and just like SOB did tonight. My gosh, one of the things I absolutely loved about seeing them, my final thoughts before I sign off too, I loved how they had one goal in mind, and they picked Pokemon to execute that. It was a lot of burst damage, a lot of control of the battle there. They knew exactly what they did, and the positioning was also able to outline that as well. We saw in game number 1 how Thanks Gaming ran right into the threshold. They had Blastoise, Talonflame, and circled them with a two-way pincer attack coming their way. Thanks Gaming wasn't able to handle that. Coming into game number 2, they knew exactly their target. Burst the Cinderace. You have the Machamp submission. You have the Dragon Current. You have that Rings Unbound coming out as well. The Hydro Typhoon on Blastoise. Cinderace can dodge all of those with a feint, but can dodge each of those with a feint, but it can't dodge all of them at once. It only lasts so long, and SOB played to that strength, and I absolutely love it, and it makes me excited to see what both of these teams are going to be doing in the future of the Master League. So that is now going to be it from us tonight. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed, and we're going to raid on out. Who are we going to go raid? Let's go to SASA. Later. Bye.